to this day, there's a little sign that says, Jordan plays Jonathan, Alex plays Jordan. So at this point, I just respond to Jordan. I hear Jordan and I turn. He hears Jordan. At this point, we're really starting to become twins. I think it's helped.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of A-Listers. My guest today is a most-known actor from the Peanuts movie and the hit TV series Superman and Lois. Welcome to the show, Alex Garfin.
I'm here.
He's here.
I'm glad to be here.
What made you decide to get into acting, and has successful shows and movies impacted your daily life?
Well, with both questions, there's a lot to them. I was doing acting since I was 2 years old professionally.
Wow.
And I had a bit of a renaissance around my sophomore year of high school and really falling in love with it again as an adult on the other side of puberty. And, really, it was also my high school that helped me rediscover it as well. I went to LaGuardia High School, which is the school in which New Yorkers can all go to and audition to get in, and it doesn't cost any money, and it's the top program in the city. And that great opportunity really led me to become who I am today as well. As for being on a hit TV show, honestly, it's just awesome to know that all this hard work of all these people is paying off. Working during a pandemic has a lot of challenges, and I think we all banded together and said, no matter how hard this is, we want to make something good. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make something good.
You guys have done that. Yeah, you guys have done that.
It's really just amazing to see how this all turned out, and it's a testament to the crew and the producers and the other parts of the cast.
So speaking of Superman and Lois, it's been an incredible journey so far. I'm sure even bigger for you being on both sides of things. How did it feel when you found out you landed this big role on the show?
Oh my God. When I landed this role on the show, it was ecstasy. I mean, I got the call in the limo back from the screen test. So they told me it would be a couple weeks. I was not expecting it. I dropped my phone on the LA street, and I just started running. My mom and my brother were there. They're like, "What? This kid is having some sort of mental attack?" No, I just started running. I started screaming, going, "Yeah!" They got the picture of it. And on a deeper level, it's amazing to contribute to a canon that spans 90 years and has this place in Americana. To be a new attribution to it, and so far also sort of a welcome one, has really been one of the honors of my life.
Now, obviously, you can say there's nothing you can say, and I understand that. But I got to ask, are we going to possibly see more superpowers, that are similar to Superman's coming out of your character? Or is it a...
Well, it's best if it remains a mystery.
Okay. I'll take it.
Hey, I do think it is reasonable to assume that we continue a progression and keep pulling on that thread. But especially in season 1, a lot of it is still endemic to season 1. And these larger series-wide arcs we'll see being woven through, I think, throughout the seasons.
Now, have you been a fan of comics at all, or is this your first real peak interest into the comic world doing this character?
As a kid, I was a big Star Trek fan.
Okay.
So I do get the whole being a nerd about something and being a geek about something.
Yeah, I have a little bit of that. I don't know.
I see a little bit there. In regards to comic books, I was really coming into it without diving too much into it, which was kind of great because we were able to, I think, develop that unique tone that the show has over all of this as well.
Yeah, you got that. I think you can get that authentic reaction out of somebody when they don't even know. They can't predetermine a superpower, a scene to a huge degree if they're not necessarily reading all the comics. And you can have that. Wait, I'm gonna shoot lasers out of my eyes. This is amazing. Like,
I know. Honestly, those scenes where the superpowers are going on are just so much fun. Because the more ridiculous you look doing it, the better it turns out. Tyler was telling me, the guy who plays Superman, he was telling me one of the first times that he had to do laser eyes was with Melissa Benoist, and they were battling. And basically they were just walking around each other like this going. And that's where I got it from. He's like, the more ridiculous you look, the better it will turn out. Just trust me, man. I'm like, all right.
But now you voiced Linus in the Peanuts movie. what were your thoughts tackling that iconic character before you went into that?
You know, when I was doing the Peanuts movie, I was maybe 10 or 9 years old.
Right.
So at that point in my life, I don't think I truly understood what those characters meant to
Right.
everyone, because they meant a lot to me, and I saw all the I read a lot of the comics of that, and I also I saw all the specials just growing up. I think everyone does, but
Yeah.
I think now in retrospect, I'm growing to appreciate that more and more every day, and the fact that with both Superman and the Peanuts movie, you're dealing with these characters that people grew up with, and they're right here. And a lot of people, great example in the later millennial generation, early Gen Z, is the show Smallville. So many people grew up watching that every week.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter what happened that week. It doesn't matter what kind of crazy antics eventually went on by like season 10. It's right here in people's hearts.
Yeah,
And no
absolutely.
matter what they do, you don't screw around with Tom Welling being Superman. That's not what we're trying to do.
What advice would you give somebody who's just starting out in acting from what all the experience you have under your belt so far?
Find your reason for loving it. Find your reason for it being the meaning of your life.
Now, did you face any challenges playing a character who starts out depressed, introverted, and is kind of forced into the light, or was it a pretty easy process to jump into that?
That arc was really developing with me as I go along, and it is one of the reasons that I wanted to be a television actor above everything else, because if someone watches a show for 8 years, and those years happen to be the years 8 to 16, you grew up with these characters. We've all had that dream at night when we think that we're a character in our favorite TV show. And that was what made me fall in love with television acting, was the idea that I could get a character that I could change in real time. And the actor can grow with the character, and the character can grow himself, and the audiences can grow in their lives, intertwining with his. So that whole idea of the character starts out with social anxiety. He still has social anxiety disorder, by the way. There are little nuggets of that. I think I can spoil this. In tomorrow's episode, or I believe it will be tonight by the time this goes on, it was one of the things that I added just on the side, just to have him still taking his medication. He still has this disorder. It's still a part of him. It's not all of him, but it's still a part of him. But I do believe that him moving to Smallville was so incredibly beneficial for him that he doesn't take it out on his family as much. He's not taking it out on himself as much.
Yeah.
And he's really starting to blossom and become a little bit more of an adult.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you guys right off the bat in that pilot episode. I'm someone who has PTSD and anxiety from my time in the military. So seeing mental health represented on screen in a realistic light was awesome to see for me, because it's one of those things that kind of gets pushed away a lot, and it's always like a physical pain that people want to talk about. But mental health is such a it should be highlighted more, and it was highlighted, the struggles that going through and seeing the character evolve. And I like that you said it's not gone, he still has it, but life is just getting better from the circumstances around him and things that are changing his life. I love that.
I'm glad you found that in the show. It really means the world to me.
Could you share any funny behind the scenes or maybe an improvised moment that has happened on Superman and Lois that made you just laugh?
Actually, I think in the episode coming up, they cut it. In real life, Jordan and I, the guy who plays Jonathan, we're really good friends. And we went through a whole phase where I was doing this thing to him, you got something, and then...
Oh, right.
Right, and I was like, okay, I asked the director at one point, I'm like, okay, can we just work it in on, the side, before the boys come in, Jordan's just doing that to Jonathan. I think it's, such, a funny little brother thing. Yeah. I have a brother, I would do it to my brother all the time. I think brothers constantly are nipping at each other's feet. So I think that's probably something pretty funny.
And speaking of your brother on the show, you guys have such amazing chemistry together on that show that it shows through. You can tell nothing's being forced. You have these moments where it's just like a smirk to each other, something that really sells a scene. And has there been times now that your character's name is Jordan, but the actor's name...
Oh my God. Okay, so in the hair and makeup trailer, to this day, there's a little sign that says, Jordan plays Jonathan, Alex plays Jordan. But the other thing is that we have new directors every episode, meaning that the directors would normally get it maybe by the second to last day. So at this point, I just respond to Jordan. I
Yeah.
hear Jordan and I turn. You know, he hears Jordan. You know, at this point, we're really starting to become twins. I think it's helped.
Now, this last bit I have for you are my rapid fire questions. What is your favorite DC movie?
Dark Knight.
Favorite Marvel movie?
Spider-Man into Spider-Verse. Love that movie.
What's one of your favorite movies in general? Doesn't have to be comic book.
I personally love The Graduate. I think it's a very well-made film. The Wizard of Oz was my favorite as a kid. Yeah.
Favorite video game or video game series?
Okay. I can go for Minecraft, but I'm going to have to go with Breath of the Wild.
Without counting something that you could be biased towards, what's your favorite superhero TV series?
You know, there's this new one. It's really, really good. It's about like a whole family.
That's the bias, though.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of it. I've never heard.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So what's the show about?
It's completely new. No, I watch Supergirl. I watch The Flash. You know, Star Trek is always like right here in my heart.
It doesn't have to be your dad, but favorite superhero.
Ooh. Okay. You know what? It used to be Batman, but I'm slowly shifting towards Superman.
So I'm talking about.
Or I uncover.
If you could pick one superpower, what would it be?
You know what? I love to travel, so I do flying because I think flying would probably come with like you don't have to breathe because you know like if you're flying. So,
yeah, I had somebody else that said the all-encompassing flight where they could go to space and not die, or you know, all that stuff.
Yes. Yeah. I want to go to Mars just to show Elon Musk who's boss. I'd be there. I'm like, I'm already here.
You can't make this up. One of my questions on here, and it's been asked on the show before. What would you like to do on Mars for fun?
No. Okay. But I think Futurama got it best. I don't think Mars is going to be some utopia. I think it's going to look like Nevada. I think it's going to be like there's going to be a casino there. I think you can fly over to Mars. What goes on Mars stays on Mars.
What would be one of your biggest pet peeves?
For some reason, and I know it's more me than the other person. Whenever someone chews with their mouth open loudly, like
smacking.
Yes.
We just became best friends. I wish my wife could validate my comment because me and her hate smacking. We'll just be like, it's like nails on a chalkboard for us.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. It's like, I don't know.
So, who wins in a fight, Superman or Batman?
Oh, Superman.
All day.
Whether or not you like Batman better, I think, you know.
Good answer.
Rich guy in suit versus literal God upon Earth. I think God upon Earth is going to take it.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Oh, I like it medium rare. You know, personally, I think, you know, I got nothing against you, but if you get it well done, you're not eating a steak. You're just eating like charcoal. Like, what are you doing?
Everyone who's watched my show is just going to see the correlation between me and you now with all these answers. They're going to be like, did they plan this? Because I've talked about that before. People have said, well done. And I'm like, you know. So
what are you doing? Like, if it's a steak, you want like all the flavors and the juices.
What is your least favorite type of music?
The worst type of music is the music played by the dude who found the guitar at the party. That is the worst type of music.
If you could add one person to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why? It does not have to be a president.
Oh, that's a great question. No, well, you know what? You know what I would do? I think I would put like the baby up there and just see what happens. See how many people get so mad.
What is one of your favorite memories, just in general?
Besides getting this, I think that was probably, it was a very sharp high in my life when I got this. It was like just a couple of hours of just like everything feeling great. But you know, one of my favorite all-around memories was, I think, in the last part of freshman year. I was invited to a pool party with all these people I didn't know, and they became all of my best friends. In fact, I'm at one of their house now.
What would be your biggest goal in life in general? What are you aspiring to get to?
To reserve myself strict aspirations, because I think were it to be planned, I'm just using the materials I know of other people's lives and basing my life on theirs. And I want to lead a very unique life. I want to lead my life. And, you know, even the path to becoming like some A-list, even the path to becoming some A-list celebrity. Very few have walked that path, but it's still been paved. And you're not going to go farther on that path than Elvis. You know what I mean? I want to find my own way. I know I love acting. I want to continue doing it. I want to be respected at it. And I want to continue growing at it until the day I die.
Of course, that's it. I'll have everything for you linked down in the description below. But what is next for you, Alex?
You know, you can come meet me at GalaxyCon in Raleigh, North Carolina from July 31st to August 1st. I'll be there. Superman will be there. Lois Lane will be there. William Shatner will be there. So how can you miss it? Come meet me over there.